Dr. Elena Marks was a seasoned field medic, known for her fearless journeys across distant, uncharted planets. Her expertise lay in xenobiology, the study of alien species, and she often found herself in the furthest reaches of space, healing whoever needed it, regardless of species or origin. Her latest assignment had taken her to Zyell 9, a planet with vast bioluminescent forests, where every living thing glowed with a soft, haunting light. Her days here were spent treating minor injuries, studying the flora and fauna, and enjoying the solitude. Late one evening, just as the planet's twin moons began to rise, Elena's communicator picked up a strange, faint signal. It was a distress beacon, though distorted, as if it had been sent long ago. Its origin appeared to be deep in the forest, far from any known settlements. Intrigued, she packed her medkit and set off on foot, navigating the dense underbrush by the light of her headlamp. Strange alien flowers pulsed softly around her, and the calls of distant creatures echoed in the still night air. After what felt like hours, she finally spotted the source of the signal. There, propped against a moss-covered tree, lay a figure, an alien, though unlike any she'd seen before. It was tall, with pale skin that shimmered faintly in the moonlight and lavender-colored eyes that opened weakly at her approach. The creature's skin was marked with wounds, some deep and jagged, as though it had been in a brutal fight. Elena knelt beside the alien, speaking gently as she opened her kit. "Hello, I'm Dr. Marks, a medic. I'm here to help." The alien's lips moved, and a faint whisper escaped. It was a language she didn't recognize, but the tone was pleading. She switched to Universal Basic, and the alien's eyes flickered with faint recognition. It was a struggle, but she managed to gather that the alien's name was Zelara, and it had been wounded in the battle. Elena assumed it meant some recent skirmish between local factions. As she treated its injuries, Zelara began to speak, its voice growing stronger as the pain diminished. The alien told her a tale of a war, one that spanned galaxies and ages. Zelara described a battle between its people, the Yelathians, and an ancient enemy called the Uszath. They had fought for millennia, with both sides believing the other to be a mortal threat. According to Zelara, it had been left on Zyell 9 to recover after a brutal encounter with the Uszath. As she listened, Elena felt chills. The Yelathians were a lost civilization, wiped out eons ago, or so it was believed. Yet here lay a living remnant of their people, a warrior from a long-lost age. "Zelara," she murmured, pressing a bandage to one of its wounds. "The war is over. Your people are gone, and the Uszath, well, they're just a memory now." Zelara's eyes darkened, the lavender glow intensifying. "They live," it replied with a fierce edge in its voice. "They live, and they seek power still. My duty is to return, to fulfill my oath." Before she could probe further, a ping sounded from her communicator, a warning. Sensors had detected a fleet of ships approaching from the planet's atmosphere. Elena glanced down at the insignia showing on her screen, a strange symbol she'd never seen before. Zelara's eyes narrowed as it caught a glimpse. "The Uszath," it hissed, a low, simmering anger coming over its face. Elena's heart pounded. In her attempt to heal Zelara, she had revived a relic of an ancient, violent era. If the Uszath were indeed here, they could still view the Yelathians as a threat, and she was standing between them and one of the last Yelathian warriors. Zelara struggled to its feet, tall and proud despite its injuries, looking up at the darkening sky where the ships began to descend. A sinking feeling settled over Elena. She had thought herself an impartial healer, someone above the conflicts of ages past. But here, under the alien stars, she realized the scope of her choice. "You don't have to fight them," she said softly, placing a hand on Zelara's arm. Zelara looked down at her, its fierce expression softening. "It is not just my battle, human. It is a battle for all who believe in freedom." She swallowed hard, fear mixing with determination. Her duty was to help the injured, but she could not turn away now. She nodded, gripping her med kit with new resolve. "Then I'm with you, Zelara." As the ships landed, their lights illuminating the forest in harsh beams, Elena and Zelara stood side by side, ready to confront the ancient enemy. She had unwittingly reignited an old war, but in doing so, had also found a new purpose. In that moment, with alien ships descending and the weight of history pressing upon her, Elena knew she was stepping into a legend that would echo for ages to come.